Oh, she's here. She's actually in the queue. Ebbi, you want to come in the queue? And let me make sure that Empress, if you want to just type something for me real quick so I can make sure you have your admin. Oh, no, I don't have to do that. Okay, that's how I have to do. Wow. All right. And is there someone that you want to designate as an admin while you're in the while you're here?
Honestly, I don't think we're gonna have to kick nobody, but yeah, we can give an admin. We can give it to Lana in the comments, but we won't be kicking them mute nobody. But there go Lana saying hi.
Okay, I got it. All right.
I mean, I
And
guess Lana probably will. Lana probably will, but we usually don't.
Eb is, I saw Eb here so much just fussing just now. So I don't know if she's still in. I don't know. Eb, if you're still in, make sure you get in the queue waiting on you just to start off. But welcome. First of all, welcome to the Shakie interview. And we are definitely glad to have you. Sim Nation, do not, as I repeat, do not give me. But if you want to, could you please send a welcome to our special guest of honor, as I always ask y'all to do. If you would give her as well, I like to see him sitting on a little something, you know what I'm saying? And as I am about to do myself, and that is give our special guests and to thank them and welcome them for coming. And I know you're a busy woman, actually, because I had to basically cry, kick, scream, and pray to Moses to get this. Where is, I can't see, this fucking ring light's in my way. Okay, I don't even know. Give me 1 second, if you don't mind.
So if you don't mind, while you're doing that, can I shout out Prince Charm School tonight, right after this interview?
You can definitely do that.
So basically, guys, following this spectacular interview that Eb and Shakie is gonna basically, that's beautiful, conduct tonight with me. I will be having Prince Charm School tonight. The gentlemen graduate. They'll be dressed in cap and gown. They have a song, alma mater, as well as an acceptance speech. And we're down to the final four. We'll be basically expelling and eliminating throughout the show to the final two. And then tonight, somebody will be crowned Prince Charm School, the valedictorian, and it's going down tonight. Okay.
How long have y'all been doing Charm School?
So we're about to start season 2 for the girls, and this is season 1 just ending for the guys. So we've been doing Charm School now. Sheesh, I can't even keep up. This should be going into month 4 because we're about to have all stars now.
Okay. How, if someone wanted to do the Charm School, how would we do? I want to be on the Charm School.
Hey, Sydney. So basically, if you want to be on Charm School, if you want to be on the females portion, you can be a transgender woman and a cis woman, and you have to come in and audition on a panel of myself and Brock, which is the dean of Charm School, and possibly one of the past winners of a Charm School. Once you go through round 1 of preliminaries, then you'll be chosen in round 2 for the finals. Yeah, you just need to be a host with personality, and I am not a judge. The judges are the comments. We get about 1.2, 2K people in the room, and we have a Twitter that's set up, and we have live voting and live polls throughout the entire show on hair, makeup, clothes, or whatever the challenge is. So every week is a challenge.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I saw it one time. It really is put together real well. It's really well put. No shade. It's really well put together. What are y'all? So season 2 will be for females, and when are you gonna do males again?
So males are graduating tonight. Their graduation tonight. So auditions for men will start in another week and a half. And also we just got the supporters said that they want a 40 and older. They want a cougar collection. So we will be having 40 and older women try out for the cougar collection of Charm School. Hey, Eb.
Good afternoon, Eb. Welcome to the Shakie interview, our special guest co-host tonight. So okay, God, it's so the winner gets to host the next one with the 2 winners.
No, so what the winner gets is, of course, dragons. They also get a plaque. They get a sweater, and then possibly they will meet myself and Brock.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. We definitely heard a lot about it. I saw it a couple times, and it's just professional. It's like you can't even deny that. Well, welcome again to the interview. We're in Paris tonight. Just in case y'all don't know, her name is EmpressParis. She is the leader of the Balling Out of Control agency family, all of that stuff like that. She's also the mother of one of Biggie's biggest broadcasters. In case y'all didn't know, that's Pretty TT Mommy. And she definitely is a force to be reckoned with. Is this your first interview?
Yep.
Because you usually interview. How does it feel to be on the seat? How does it feel to be on that side of the thing? Are you nervous a little?
Well, yeah, because Eb been beating me down, making sure we need to interview you for like months. And I'm like, I can't be interviewing. Oh, Lord. It just, I don't know why I get nervous. I don't even know why.
But you
yeah.
interview people so effortlessly. Like when you're doing it, it doesn't like I've said this on my live a few times that usually like when you're doing something, it's good. It's good interviewing. You asking questions. No shade. You're like I see what like no shade when because you've interviewed me before, and so where somebody we'll talk about her in a minute, but where even drama gets it from as far as how she has leveled herself because she's a better interviewer. At first she was horrible, completely, but under your tutelage she's become a little better. Where did you get your interviewing skills from?
It's just natural. I'm just a communicator. I like to talk. I like people. I like to be happy. I like to listen to people, and then I like to make them understand me. I like clarity. So yeah. When I was growing up, my mom yelled every morning, "Get up, get out!" I mean, every damn morning. And my dad was always laid back and so chill. And I was just like, I need to be like my dad. And my dad would always listen to me, and I'll listen to him, and we'll talk. And my mom was always yelling, and I just didn't want to be like
that. Okay. All right. So, all right, if you want to begin, Eb, you want to begin here? Let's just start it from the beginning. How do you get to this app? How did you even download this sucker and say, look, I want to do this. I've got something to do here.
Well, Boss Lady in the comments that just came in, just so happened, that's my real life niece and my daughter. We were on vacation for Thanksgiving holiday in 2019. We was in Orlando for the Florida Classic. That's where FAMU goes up against BCC. And all my nieces were in their hotel room with me. We're having a great time. We're dancing. And my niece, Boss Lady, was on Bigo. And she pulled Pretty TT on Bigo. That was in November 2019. And it was this dreadful guy on there saying, "We want your mama to come. We're going to run her up." And my daughter was like, "Mom, you want to Bigo?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?" You know, because every time I would get on the camera, they would just gift her down. They was like, "That's your mama." And she was like, "Yeah, bring your mama to Bigo." So in December, the first week of December, I got a Bigo account in 2019.
And it's just been on ever since. So are you on others? So are you elsewhere on social media, or do you even care about the other social media,
Well, so initially I had a Facebook, but Facebook was just for business. You know, my website, essentialbomb.com. I sell beauty products for men and women. So I only did, and then I used to have, when I first started selling products, I sold shoes and clothes. And I would just go to the Chinese and get all these nice high class ass knockoffs. And that's when I opened up my first little store with someone very close to me that showed me the game. And that was back in like 2006. And then from there, I just started selling anything. I just learned that one man's trash is another damn man's treasure. And I will sell anything. And I was on Facebook selling. And then I went to Instagram selling. And then when I found Bigo, I kind of like let them go a little bit. And I only sell on Bigo. Now I'm going back to Facebook and Instagram, getting that crowd back again.
Okay. All right. Well, this is definitely. So when you say you're selling, you have a boutique, that in-person boutique, or is it just online only that you're selling?
It's online. So when I first started initially, I moved into somebody else's boutique. All right. She's a god sister of mine. I moved into her store. She had her clothes. I had my shoes. It was a combination of, and then we moved in belts and clothes. And now I'm just online. But the product I sell is from an overseas company that licensed me, and they want me to open up 3 stores. And they've been waiting on me now for a couple of months to open up my flagship store in Florida and then 2 more locations.
That's a blessing. Awesome. We can't wait to see. We can't wait for that. Can we know the website, or do you want to tell us the website that
yep.
we could go to?
Essentialbomb.com. Essentialbomb.com.
Definitely. Make sure y'all go check it out. Essentialbomb.com. Is we getting a Black Friday sale, girl? I'm just asking.
Yes, we will.
Plus size stuff for plus size, girl?
We will be getting the Black Friday sale. Absolutely.
Period. All right. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna see my article through Black Friday. You got stuff for big women? That's me asking for myself.
Well,
Yeah.
On the clothing end, absolutely. The dress I have on now, we sold this dress probably about 6 years ago, and I still got it. And it's one of my nice pieces, floor length and full figure. So yes, there's clothes now for the Bombshell Boutique is the clothing line. Bombshell Boutique, the Bombshell Boutique, and a lot of you guys probably heard of it.
Okay. Period. All right. Businesswoman. Uh, definitely smart black mother, and you get to Beagle. And what was this like for you when you first got here and you started to see what this really was? What were your first thoughts? And jump in whenever you feel like it, girl. I just be talking.
When I first got here, it was fun. It was fun, and I followed my niece. So basically, I was her gifter. So I've always done very well with the job I have. So me recharging and dropping and surprising her with dragons, was kind of cute. We did that. So I was here as a gifter and a supporter from December all the way up until April. I didn't become a host until April of 20.
April 20.
But I became, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I became an agency owner March of 2020. So it was beautiful. It was fun. We had a lot of games. We met a lot of people. It was a vibe. It was mad cool. It was amazing.
When did that change? You said it used to be fun. When did it change?
So a lot of the drama started coming. Well, I don't know how much drama this was, but it was disgusting. I ended up dating a gentleman on here that was so cool, collective. He has an agency, and he was running me up, like getting me mad crazy dragons. And that was around like in June. And it was all cool. It was nice. And once we stopped talking, he had a photo of me that he took of me while I was dancing in the room for him. He was on a FaceTime, and everything was peaceful. And then Ebbi and I had started working together, and I started sitting with her. So some of the people that were targeting her started targeting me because I was sitting next to her, and they sought him out and just kept begging him, give me whatever you got on Empress. Give me whatever you got on Empress. It's one particular girl. Give me. And from there, he gave her a photo that he had been sitting on for like 4 months. And that was the first time I ever got drama.
How did you handle it? Coming from a place of no drama, having your daughters on the app, how was that? How did you say, how were you like, because I mean, that could have been like a situation where you were like, let me delete this motherfucker, or was it, what was that like?
So basically, I don't fold. Like, I really don't fold easily. I built myself up and nobody can really tear me down. But it was a shocker. That was the first time something like that happened to me. And what I did, I text my daughter first, my oldest. I text her first and said, look, this is what you're about to wake up to. And she was like, Mom, oh my God, why would you do this? And I was like, because I'm grown, I'm an adult. And when you're dating people, you do things. It's not my fault that he chose to give a photo that he took without me knowing to somebody else. But I'm grown. That's how I look at it. And I said, I apologize, but that's what you're about to wake up to. Then Ebbi and Brandon text me, and we got on the panel. Brandon got on the panel, and he stayed on the panel with me, him and Ebbi, for about 11 hours, basically going at the two people that even shook this up. So I didn't even have to deal with it by myself. Ebbi was there, Brandon was there, and that's how we dealt with it for 11 hours straight, the whole damn day.
All right, so you get into drama from people who basically dislike Ebbi, and this comes out. You rely on your friends to deal with it. So the friendship between you and Brandon, can you describe that a little bit and tell us how that came about and how it fluid and just I'm not but are y'all really are y'all really friends?
Oh no,
are y'all really like?
No, we have our moments. No, we ain't perfect. We have our little moments, and then we get back to it because it's business and it's a good sisterhood. So this is how we got close. I had done peeped into Ebbi live and checked her out a few times. Ebbi had done peeped into my live and checked me out a few times, right? So we were just quiet on the app. We done checked each other out. So one day I'm sat behind on my panel because I wanted to hit a milli for the first time. It was January, February, March, April, May. It was May 2020. So Ebbi May page coming in. I said, this cannot be Ebbi May, who I be looking at. This can't be Ebbi. I said, Ebbi May, is this you in my room? Ebbi May. And she was just, down there. And I was like, is that Ebbi May? She was like, yes. I said, oh my God, Ebbi May is in my room. Oh my God, this is crazy. Come up, Ebbi May, come up. You got to come up. So this is our first time meeting each other. So I'm like, okay, Eb, oh my God, you're on my panel. I was like, TT, this the lady I'll be telling you about, the dark chocolate pretty lady. She was like, hi. My daughter was like, hi, Miss Eb. Yeah, my mom always talking about you. And Eb was just sitting up there saying, and like that. So we would talk. She was like, well, what's up with y'all? What y'all up to? I'm like, girl, I'm sitting here thinking like, how I'm about to hit this milli quota. I'm at 900K. And I'm thinking, see how I'm going to hit this milli quota. And then Ed said, a milli quota? I was like, yeah. She was like, well, how many dragons you think that's going to be, girl? I was like, girl, like $2,000. And we trying to figure out what's the strategy. She was like, $2,000? That's just 10 dragons. Oh, I can give you that. I said, you can? She said, yeah. So she pulled out her little iPad and she was typing character 1 and take away the 2 and round this off and recharge that and put them dragons in my wallet. And so we sitting up there like this.
I hate when she tell this story.
I would have cussed her out. I would have been cussing.
Girl. Like, just sitting up there, we hear all this. I'm like, oh my God. I'm looking at my daughter. She looking at me. I'm like, bitch, it's about to go down. Oh my God. And she tapped one more time. And when she tapped that last time, dragons flew all over my screen. And she gave me, that's how we started our friendship. She gave me 10 dragons. I didn't know her. She didn't know me, out of the blue. Didn't know if she should trust me, how we were going to pay them back, nothing, no discussion, but I'll give them to you. And that was that.
Awesome. I don't think she heard you, Shakie. I don't think she heard you. He asked you about Brandon. Right. Oh. So he didn't even stop you.
No, I was into the story. No, because Elle, she's extra like that. She was my very first dragon on the app as well. I don't know if I told her so. I never saw one before, but she made sure that she extra now. She's gonna give you that extra when she do stuff like that. I'd have been cussing if I was you. But at that time, like, girl, come on, you're sitting on that girl.
So I knew Eb first, of course, and Eb and I became closer slowly. And then Brandon and I, although I had saw Brandon once on a FaceTime call talking business with my daughter in January of that year, him and I didn't get close. Eb and I got close as soon as she started doing business with me. So Brandon and I got close months later. His mom had passed in October, I think, and I met him and started discussing things with him around like the end of October, the beginning of September.
Okay. All right, so y'all sometimes out the Sip Nations have a nickname. Y'all are super friends, right? Because y'all do a lot of stuff together, not just business. What is it like? So you are closer to anybody that we've talked to yet. And the Keys, Eb, Brandon, the saga has been brought up a few times. When it comes down to people and attacking that, do you automatically get defensive with that? Are you like because a lot of times they're in stuff. Are you automatically feel like you're drawn in, or people draw you in, and do you think that's fair?
So when stuff go down, I don't get angry quick. I'm a thinker. I have to think before I react. So once we go into our little meetings, because, we have our little backdoor, little meeting hole, I'm thinking, about to react, and Brandon, like, we're going to have to fix this, you know what I'm saying? So everybody play their little piece of the puzzle. And I think that's why it works a little bit, you know what I mean? So, but no, if they come after her like that, I think, like, why? Then we'll have a discussion about it. And that's that.
I definitely like that, and so a lot of times, do you find you're the voice of reason when it comes to Brandon? Do you feel like you're
Brandon has his voice of the reason too, and sometimes Eb will probably say, "Well, chestnut checkers, Imp." Then I'll be like, "Yeah, you right." So she done talked me down a little bit too. It gets a little sticky on this app. It gets really sticky when people trying to comfort you. But her and I we do pair up, and there's no voice of reason when we pair up, because we will pair up and we will do our little one too. We'll do our big one. We have done a big one. So,
do you feel that on this app and be on the app with both of your daughters, do you feel like you have to? Is there times that we're not getting the full? That you have to be guarded as far as the stuff that you do, or is it just like, you know what, they're just gonna get it?
Yeah, I me. This is exactly who I am. Actually, since I've gotten on the app, I've gotten a bit more nastier. I'm usually really, really sweet and easygoing and quiet. And believe it or not, if I'm in a room with a lot of people, I'm quiet. I listen. So this app has really made me a bit more nasty, if you can say. Like, I didn't curse that much. I'm not Mother Teresa, don't get me wrong. It just, I don't really, I'm just a cutoff type of girl. I don't go back and forth with people. If it doesn't work, I just leave. That's who I am. So this app just I've changed a bit. Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's more the app, or do you think it's more your friendship and association?
The people, no.
The app was fun at first.
It was fun until you meet these people that are mad at you for no reason. See, the thing about it is, to me, it's no matter who you hang around. People have to be logical, right? You got to use your own brain. So my thing is this: if you haven't wronged me, there's no need for me to be coming after you and trying to put daggers in your back and hurting you. So just because of association, why you are mad at me because of my association? Why are you trying to tear me down and my kids down because of my association? And with me, you can bother me. My only problem is when you bother my daughters. And some people say, but they're grown. But I look at it as, I don't think my kids gonna ever get grown. Like, I don't want you bothering them. Don't bother them, please.
All right. Well, that's it. You got something going, girl. You just still there, be cute.
No, I was just waiting for you because my questions are a little bit more, messier than okay. So, I was just waiting. Okay, so now we all know you as the very loving, caring Miss EmpressParis, but you have a past.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Right. Okay. So, being that a lot of people probably don't know this, that you have a past, can you tell us a little bit about your past when it comes to, okay, have you ever been arrested before?
Yeah. Now, I've never really spent any time in jail, but I have been arrested. So when I was in my early 20s, I hung out. I don't even know, should I use this as an excuse, being single, whatever, but I did. I worked at a law firm trying to get my paralegal studies. And when I would clock out from that law firm at 5 p.m., I would gang up with my homegirls and we would go shoplifting. Mm-hmm. And I did that from probably age 21 to about 24. And probably skipped a year and did it again. Yeah.
Okay, so there was an incident that got brought up when your background first was looked into, when all the drama started. There was an incident that people made a big deal about when they first pulled your mugshot and things like that. Can you tell us about that incident?
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people like to say Sears and the penny, and she stole Sears. So basically, that day was a horrendous day. So if I had to tell y'all a secret, and my daughters and my nieces can vouch for me, I really hate I got to say this, but I don't wear underwear at all. Yeah, and haven't worn underwear for probably 25, 26 years. And I'll be 46 in December. I don't wear them at all. No thongs, nothing, zero. So, so that very day, that was a very interesting day. I did go to trial. We did go to trial. We did win. We did win against Sears Roebuck, as well as the other company that hired the little store people, whatever you call those. And it was 3 days of trial, and it was good. But what happened that day was my girlfriend and I were going to Sears because I had a rental car that I had to change. We want to go to a party, we want to change this rental car. So what happened was, now remember, I've shoplifted before, like for years. So I look at it as payback. You know how karma comes around. You got away with so much. So at some point you got to pay it back. So this was the day we had to pay it back. So we're at Sears. We go in the store. At the time, my girlfriend's menstrual cycle was on. And I guess she went over in the underwear, but we're in the store. So when it was time for us to leave, she was like, you know what? I'm not going to get anything. Just go and get the car and pick me up. She was cramping. She wanted to go home and change herself. So as I'm walking outside the car, I'm walking outside to get to the car. Somebody comes up behind me and says, you bitch, give me your bag, bitch. So we had just took self-defense courses, me and my kids, because it was 9/11 a few years prior. So we learned kickboxing, we learned owl gouging, and we learned that if you have a key, you always have to walk with your key. Either the key is going to hit the person, the assailant that's trying to attack you, or the key goes into the car. Which one is closer? And you have to focus. So I went straight to my car, put the key in, opened the door, and got in it. And he's like, bitch, give me your bag. And he's trying to pull my purse, and I got in. He never said store property man or whatever he's supposed to say. Never said anything. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So when I get in the car now, when I look up over to myself, my girlfriend is standing on the sidewalk, and these guys walk to her, and they grab her and pin her up to the glass, and she's freaking out. She's going crazy, and these guys is all over her. It was 3. So the first thing I do is put my car in reverse and swing out the parking spot. The guy was standing next to the car. He didn't get hit. I wasn't trying to hit him, but I flinged out and tried to drive over to her. So while I drive over to her, I'm just sitting there watching them attack her, pulling her bag. They're all over her. Her minstrel on, she's screaming. I'm just sitting in the car like, what the hell? And then these other guys come up to my car and start pushing my car like, get out. Still, nobody ain't never said loss prevention. So this is when I knew it was real. I'm sitting in this car, and the guy that approached me first says, oh shit, this bitch just tried to hit me. He was on the phone with 911, sent literally 15 foot, 20 feet away from me, nowhere near the car, and says, oh shit, this bitch just tried to hit me. So he can get that recording on 911. So I'm looking like, what the hell? Cops pull up. They get us out the vehicle. They go and get my friend from off the wall, check us, search us, then find one thing on us. Everything happened right there within the vicinity of the parking lot and the front door. And they still took us down to be fingerprinted, despite not finding anything. So once we go to trial, we get the CD. I was trying to order the CD because I definitely want to show it online. We see the CD. When we first walk in the store, the loss prevention guy. So once we pulled up the background on the store, let me say this first. That store was known for 2 black women got arrested at Sears. 2 black women got arrested at Sears. 2 black. So of course we were going to use that in our trial. Everything was 2 black women. So when 2 black women, whenever they walked in that store together, they were already profiled. So we got the video. We walk into the store while she's shopping and I'm looking around. You can see the loss prevention guy go to the dressing room and start just cleaning up. He's all of cleaning up, put hangers up, just cleaning up the whole area. He's setting the stage for whoever goes into this dressing room.
So, had you and her, had that been y'all first time there?
Yeah, her and I together. That's our first time there.
Okay. So he didn't know y'all. He hadn't saw y'all before or none of that. So do you think skin color played a big part in that? Absolutely.
Yeah, because once we pulled up the arrest records from everybody else at that store, everybody was 2 black girls. Now, guys, just please remember now, it's not like I hadn't stole before. It was just this particular day we weren't. Remember, we shoplifted for years. It's just this particular day we weren't. But that was just payback. That was just karma. So yeah, go ahead.
So during the trial, did you win?
Yeah.
Did y'all win the case?
Absolutely.
And it was throughout. What happened with that case?
So yeah, we won the case. A little 1-2 afterwards that we don't mention, but yeah, we won the case. We went to trial for 3 straight days. We had 2 great attorneys, and the jury just was on our side based on all the evidence that was presented. Even when the testimonies that were taken. Once you lie, you can't lie twice. So the things that these guys written down in their testimony, it was just all the stories were conflicting. Everything was just different.
Okay, let me ask you this quick question. So, were you transparent about this initially when it came out, or were you transparent about it prior to it coming out?
No, whenever I would before this came out, I would always say in my lives like I ain't perfect now. I used to shoplift. It was just that. Me and my friends we used to steal. We used to shoplift for our kids' school clothes. I would say something like that. But even when it came out, I wasn't really embarrassed about it. Just they made it so big. I'm not embarrassed about it.
I think it's because people put you on a pedestal that you don't even ask for sometimes. But I'm gonna just say this: over here, I was a scam artist. Okay, of course y'all know I stole from the federal government. Nothing I've never been ashamed about. I didn't want to talk about. But over here, our boosters, our scam artists, our scammers, we love them as long as you're doing it the right way. Because I'm not gonna lie, I got 3 Samsung TVs in my house right now. 2 of them come from a girl pushing that motherfucker out of Walmart. And if a motherfucker would have turned around and said, "Hey, that stop," she would have maced them, beat them up, and still got me my TVs. And guess what? I love her to death, and nobody better not never play with her. That is my favorite person. I'm looking for her now. It's Christmas time coming up. I love her. She get everything passed off, perfumes and stuff like that. So I'm talking about what is we talking about? We all love our good boosted friends. I don't know what y'all talking about. Why is this such a big deal? But okay, I know as a scam artist friend, when I used to go buy people furniture and stuff like that on them hot cards and shit, they didn't mind. The whole hood loved me. So I don't even know what y'all talking about. Y'all acting like that's a big thing. That's not nothing. They got more big things we could be mad at her for. But I'm not gonna be mad at no booster friend. If you ever decide to go back in business, I'm buying whatever you got. Just know I'm right here. If you ever decide to put a team together and let them go get them a little van and let them go do what they do, because I can't do it. I'm too fat to run out the store. But them skinny girls that can run out the store fast, I love them. So at the end of the day, you got my vote for that. Thank you for being transparent about that.
It was so awful. I remember we used to say, we don't owe these stores nothing. I don't even know if it was a high, but it was something that it was regular activity for us. We would go to work and clock out and go to the stores.
So,
Christmas time, y'all mad at the boosters. I love the boosters. Where y'all at about it?
So, when y'all got caught, or when this incident happened, was that the last time you shoplifted?
Yeah.
God would have stopped that. That wasn't my case. I would have kept going. I'm gonna show you bitches. I don't know every season.
Because that day shouldn't have even happened. That wasn't our plan. We were going there to basically buy something and leave. We didn't play no games. No. We shouldn't even been there. We shouldn't even been in trouble. None of that shouldn't have happened that day. None of it.
Okay. So, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Where are you from?
So I'm from South Florida.
Okay. Because I want to get this right, but if I'm not mistaken, your childhood was very interesting. Would you mind sharing that with us?
My childhood. Let's see. I grew up with my mom, of course. My mom and dad divorced. My father's family's from Jamaica. I grew up in the hood just like anybody else, hopscotch marbles.
Can you tell them about that, please? Because a lot of times people think that you're not from the hood. They think you don't know the lingo, the slingo, things like that. And they feel like you're just this perfect angel. And, so can you tell us about growing up in the hood?
Listen, I am from the hood. I done saw crackheads and fed them, then thumped one across the head. I done shot marbles. Like, only thing about me in the hood was I always hung out with the underdog. If you was the girl that was being picked on, I'm gonna protect you, because I will pop somebody quick. I have a awesome backhand and a headlock that will hurt many. I didn't play. I was really sweet, but I'm very, very protective, extremely. And I would give my last. I know how to hustle. I know how to bustle. I know what the struggle is. I know how to share. I know how to get it in. I know how to keep a damn secret. I know the laws of the land when it comes down to sisterhood and brotherhood, just the hood in general. I stay in my lane, but I'll fight for mine.
So, go ahead, Shakie.
What would you say was your biggest challenge from coming up as what was you said you were the girl? What was your biggest obstacle as far as coming from where you're from? You say you coming from the hood. We all had stuff. What was the thing that could have turned the tides for yourself?
My hood experience. I mean, I grew up in the hood, y'all. Like cane patch, we ate rabbits, like that. But it wasn't the worst experience. I'll say. my kid's father beating me. I can say that. That would probably be the. And then my relationship with my mom. I can tell you about my relationship with mom. That's a good one. So basically, my mom had 6 kids. I was number 5. I'm the last girl. So when I was raised up, they spoiled me because I'm the last girl. Not that I had every toy in the world, but it was always someone to feed me, someone to bathe me, somebody to pick me up, somebody to talk to me. And I was very talkative and I knew how to smile to get what I wanted. So what happened was no one taught me how to cook and no one taught me how to clean because I was the last girl. They didn't think about that. So once my oldest sister, oldest brother started moving out, I'm growing up. My mom started telling me to go wash dishes and start sweeping the floor. And I'm looking at her like, what's she talking about? Clean what? Nobody never taught me. Nobody taught me how to clean the toilet and wash and do laundry, sweep the floor, fry chicken, make an omelet. No one taught me that. It was somebody always there to do it for me. So what happened as I started growing up, my mama never thought that she didn't give me the blueprint on how to be a young lady, on how to survive and make sure you're domesticated and you work simultaneously. So we bumped heads. I didn't like my mom. She didn't like me because she wanted me to do things that no one taught me. So it took me a while once I started, hanging out with more friends from the hood, because everybody's hood experience is different. I had some more hoodier friends, and those are the friends I rode with, to do the shoplifting. But I remember her telling me, one of my friends saying, a man ain't gonna never want you, girl, if you don't learn how to cook and clean and keep a job. She told me that. My mom never told me that. But she told me that, and that kind of put a light switch on in my head. And now, I keep house, I pay bills, I make it happen. So
Empress, would you say that your mom raised you or your siblings?
My mom raised all of us. Mm-hmm. My mom raised.
What's your
all
relationship with your mom like now? And if it's
my mom calls me every day. So my mom had COVID last year and almost died, but she survived. And my mom calls me every day, but I have to decide whether or not I'm gonna answer the phone when she calls. You know what I mean? Yeah, right, Roy. She calls every day, and I have to be like, "This is my mom," like, because I don't get joyful when she calls because of our past. Like, my mom did the most. She did the most.
how's her relationship with your daughters? Do they have some type of relationship?
Yeah, my mom love my kids. What? Oh, she loved them too much because she helped me raise them before all of us moved out. She helped me raise them, but my mom just wasn't as fair as she could have been with me. She just wasn't fair, and it just was weird. Her communication with me was horrible. Remember, my mom was always yelling and screaming, always yelling and screaming.
Was she the victim of domestic abuse?
My mom never really got, maybe before I was born, because my mom was married before I was born to another, she had another husband. I think her first husband hit her, but we didn't grow up in a house like that either. There was no fighting in my mom's house. She was always married. And that's my mom. She's just one of those country women with a closed mind. She's just negative. You know how someone wake up and just say, good morning, everybody. Let's go and captivate the day. Let's go be great. Let's go just make somebody feel. My mom was more like, get your ass up. Wake up every goddamn body. She was just a negative woman.
I won't go delve into this, but so how long were you stuck in the cycle of domestic abuse?
Ooh. My kid's father didn't take no pity on me. He did not want me to be independent. He didn't want me to have an opinion, and I have an opinion. He just didn't want me to be me. So if I didn't listen, that was a reason for him to, come down on me. And that lasted a very long time. I'm going to say from 1992 to I tried to run away from him so many times to like 94.
I'm definitely glad that you're out of that cycle because because a lot of times it becomes so the physical diminishes our emotional, and then we think this is what it's supposed to be. But so I'm definitely glad that you're out of that cycle. If you want to go ahead.
So, Imp, when you talk about abuse, was it more physical or verbal?
He never really cursed at me, but he would smack the hell out of me. It was physical. And another little fun fact, when I got pregnant with my second child, I did not want to have sex with him. And he forced himself on me. And I became pregnant with Royce. So
once you, oh, go ahead, Shakie.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So once you left, you never looked back. Is Royce and TT still in contact with him?
no, he passed back in 2006 on Royce's birthday. We were having a birthday party, and he passed.
Can you tell us from what?
Yeah, he was suffering from dialysis really bad. He needed a kidney transplant, and just didn't live good. He should have been going to dialysis. He should have been just taking care of his body, but he was partying and having a good time and not taking care of his body. So, yeah, he needed a kidney transplant from his identical twin brother.
Why didn't he get it? What was the reason that they?
I don't know what it was. I don't know what, but yeah.
What was your relationship like when he passed? Was it, of course, y'all were separated and were out of the relationship?
So once we broken up, I'm strong, and I would check him on a lot because he loved his kids. He hung out with them a lot. But he would always hang out with them with his friends, loud music. He was a good dad, but just always loud music and these different girls. So I would always check him. So I would always come by his mom's house and be like, what y'all doing? Even when he got the kids, instead of me going somewhere and having fun, I'll go and let me just see what he's doing. And what you doing over here? Why you got her? Who is that? Why can't she read? Did she graduate high school? Did she got a job? How's she gonna make an example for your kids? That was me. Like, who are you, girl? Who are you? Come here, little girl. Who are you? Do your parents, that was me. And I didn't even love them or anything like that. I'm like, you need to do better for your daughters. They're looking up to you to bring quality women around. Get it together, buddy.
Definitely. I think that. All right, so I was notified. I was kind of looking a little bit into the and I think this is can we just let's redirect to something a little more light because that was a little heavy. Deep. I don't want to, and then I do fancy Royce, and I don't. This is a lot, but thank you for sharing that, and that's something none of us really knew about you, and thank you for being transparent about that and sharing that, Canada. And Royce, I understand this is a hard subject, but this conversation may help someone. We never know. There's somebody going through a lot of this right now. And they're not saying nothing, but they come to be able to get an escape. But they come say, okay, and they'll look at Empress and say, okay, well, if she can make it and she could do it, I can too. And I get that. I get that a lot, so I can only imagine what you can. So thank you so much.
But let me just say this, and I did make it. My kids didn't have to shoplift. My kids didn't have to date men for money because I had a sugar daddy as well. You know how they go. Like my children didn't go down that path because everything I did, I didn't want my kids to do. So I shook it off and got it together. No matter how long it took me, I got it together. And I had to, so that I can try to bring these girls up to be better.
And you did a good job. I mean,
right.
That it definitely, without every time I go to Roy's room, I get a laugh, and TT just, y'all know she gonna just whatever. How you feel? Let me ask you this. So TT and Poppy side. How you feel about that? I saw you yesterday. I've come spying y'all yesterday.
Well, so I'm a realist. So when it comes down to my kids and their relationships, I'm a realist. I taught my kids sex education, HIV, AIDS, syphilis, chlamydia. I taught them all of that, sex, in and out, condoms, diseases from age 13, Royce, 12 to whatever. That was our life. I taught them everything. So when they date, I can, in my heart, feel as though it's not right, but I let them do what they want to do. You know why? They gonna come to me first with their first problems. Like me, I didn't tell my mom nothing. I couldn't talk to her. She was negative. She was closed-minded. My mom was just outrageously just psycho. So I said, I'm going to play it differently with my kids. I'm going to listen to them no matter how much I may cringe and my skin may crawl, because I need them to come and tell me their secrets. I need to know first. Before they friends know in the gym, in the locker room, I need to know first. So that's how I was. Now, with the Poppy side situation, I don't know about that one, Shakie. I don't know if they're dating, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
So, would it be safe to say that TT is a part of LGBT?
You have to ask her because that was yesterday was kind of new to me. I know they friends.
I thought they were friends too. Look, this new to me too.
Yeah, I thought they were friends. So
I thought they
we'll
was
find
friends
out together.
too.
But if my daughter chooses to date a female, I ain't
Right.
gonna be upset with her. No, I ain't gonna be upset with that. Although I want grandkids, I want to be a grandmother, but their choice is their choice. I just want them to be smart and safe because I need them healthy. You get what I'm saying? That's what I want. But we'll see, Shakie. I ain't denying it. If it is what it is, then I have to support it. But I don't know. We'll see.
Period.
Girl, she just ain't told you that. You didn't see the smiles and cackles yesterday, girl.
I
God.
heard her
Come on now,
yesterday.
I saw nothing.
girl. I
Look,
saw
I
that.
haven't even
I'm
started.
not
I
no
was kind of
girl.
shocked. Like,
Shakie,
huh?
it's a whole you'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And
Girl,
if
we
so,
saw already.
and
We
if
already
so,
saw.
yay. No, you didn't. You saw what you think you saw. It's not what you.
Trust me. Like you could. So let's first off. So I have met Poppy Side in person once when I was in New York and once when he
I
came
think
down
Papa
here.
Side's amazing.
He was in my family
Mm-hmm.
before. You know that. So I know him as a brother. I really kind of like into. He like your daughter. There's no question
Yeah,
about that.
Papa Side does like TT. Absolutely.
And the smiles I got. Now I don't know TT as well as I know him, but I'm telling you, if I was, as a sometimes one myself, every once in a while, I'm like 1/10 woman or something like that. The smile is, you can't fake a smile. You can't fake that. You can't fake that look. You can fake a
Well,
lot.
we'll see what happens. I thought they were friends, and I know the business that's being taken care of. But so that was a shocker to me. I was on that live with you. I was like, oops, not we, because he was like, we date. I was like, interesting for her to ask a question with a question instead of the answer with the question. But we'll see. We're gonna see together. We're gonna watch it unfold.
So I'm gonna go somewhere. So today we do have Ebbi on the line. So and we just go segue into something. Trust me. So my first like interactions with you, I was accused of giving you information on another Beagle broadcaster, Madam Lowe. I was accused of giving it to Ebbi, who gave it to you, or whatever the case may be. Let me ask you this. So, what was your situation with Madam Lowe, and why, and what was happening during that time? Going back to maybe about 6-7 months ago. I know it's old stuff. We never ever like. I was just like, fuck it, if y'all want to believe it or not, I don't care. I didn't, but okay. What was going on at that time that brought her into your thing, and go into some of your interviews, Beagle Beefs, things like that you experienced on this app.
All right. So basically, Lowe wanted me to turn against Eb. So I had just had my PK, and everybody know between Eb, myself, and Brandon, we do business. And it was my turn for my PK. Brandon made sure I was good in the PK. And what happened was Lowe was sending his live, looking at my live off another foo-foo and saying to his people, like, we're going to go and shake something up with Eb and him. So what he did was he came into my room and like, yeah, you the mommy keys and you did. And what people need to understand is I just met Eb, then Brandon last year. Eb and Brandon been knowing each other for, I don't know, 5-6 years. So when it comes to that mommy keys title, it ain't me, it can't be me, and it will never be me. So when people come to me with that, I just be like, what? Oh, that's so weird. I just met these people last year. Like, how can that be me? So that's what he was doing, trying to like say stuff. And Eb said this about you. And I'm like, so my daughter was like, get away from here, Lo. Why you over here? Why you over here? Why you over here bothering us? Get the hell away. You trying to turn two big personalities on this app against each other. So when TT started cursing him out, that's when he started digging in our background. Now, digging me up, it could shake me a little bit, but I'll be good. But what happens is I got a daughter that's in college that lives alone. She lives hours from me. I have another daughter. My daughter lived, for me. So when you pulling up their background, they definitely never did nothing to you. My kids don't roll like that. And you put their addresses all over social media, and then I get a photo that one of your supporters done went and took a photo of my daughter's license plate. You about to get it, boo. It's going down, and I ain't gonna stop until it goes down. So whatever I can find on you, I'm gonna return it, but I'm gonna return it quietly. Nobody gonna know what I'm doing because I don't have to do nothing for show. And that's what I did.
So what? So yeah, so what was the issue between you and Lo at the time?
There was no issue.
Yeah. So
Me,
Lo wanted to do something with against Empress because of L. So did you and Lo had an issue at the time? I'm just asking. I don't.
me and Lo had an issue. It actually wasn't an issue. It was made up. Lo actually got mad at me and Brandon because we didn't come to her performance that she was having on Robert's panel. Robert was throwing the awards,
Okay.
and she was performing on the panel, but the awards were more like a hate me, like hate keys awards, and I wasn't going. And we had already told her like we're not going, and Lo used that to get mad at us. And instead of her coming for Brandon like she was coming for me, she just decided to take Brandon out the equation and just come for me. And that's what happened. And that's that. Yeah, that's what happened.
So you got back with her by not only doing the whole fiasco about the accounts. Yes or no? Were you instrumental in putting her in jail the time that she went to jail for those times? Were you instrumental?
Very.
Was Empress? Were you a part of that during that time?
Very, very.
All right. So so she gets out, and then but it didn't end there. You didn't let that slide. Then there was the issue with bringing Breon into the fold. What was that? Just some people were looking at it as like, well, you got her. She went to jail. You returned the favor, but you didn't stop. It was overkill. So you had
So Lo never stopped. Like me, my thing is, if something go down with us, I know how to take care of it, and then I leave it on the dance floor. I don't hold grudges. But for content and for the push, Lo just wouldn't stop every week. It just wouldn't stop. It was the craziest thing, and it wouldn't stop. And so I was live one day. Now remember, I didn't know Breon. Breon came to me. I'm on my live asking everybody, what happened with Lo and Breon? What happened with Lo and Breon? So I put Breon and Lo's name, like, what happened to Lo and Breon? Breon came in my room and got on my panel, and that's when that all opened up. I didn't know Breon. Breon didn't know me. He came in my room one day.
Okay. Well, and we all saw how that turned up. So I think they're back together. So it's from your standpoint, just for the record, you today, right now, there's no issue that you have with Lo.
I don't have no issue with Lo. Lo can go live on me right now and talk for hours. But if he pulls up my kids' information, then I'm going to have to retaliate. It's my children that I'm trying to protect because they've done nothing. Like, they just working young ladies. They went to school and they work and they do their thing. That's it. And I don't want them to be exposed that way. I work very hard to keep them under the radar, and he ain't going to ruin that for me. And I will take him and anybody else down about mine. That's just on that. I'll find a way.
Understandable. Just for the record, did I at any point give you or anybody, did I give y'all any information regarding Lo? It's just if I didn't say it, please tell me if I did. I would love to know. All right. So moving right along. So that situation's taken. Yeah, you have interviewed a lot of people on this app. You and Eb together have done this. There was an issue with someone who you used to support recently, about a month ago. That's Drama Sound Off. Drama has stated that she supported you heavily, and because of Eb, you allowed her to be basically embarrassed publicly, and for that she is hurt. And so she has been ranting about you, your daughters, your Beagle family, your Beagle agency for that month solid. Is there any truth or credits to what she said?
The only truth to that is the fact that I messed with her the long way. Like, I care for this girl like madly. And even now, I won't really go live on her, really, because to me it's an unfair fight. Because once I really saw her evolve, I saw it just, it just won't be it would just be an unfair fight. But what happened was her hatred toward Eb, she tried to use that against me and try to make people feel as though she's taking up for Eb and putting me down because she knew I wasn't going to leave Eb alone. And then I would talk to Eb and be like, Eb, I want y'all to come together. Like, I love both of y'all. I want y'all to get, and Eb be like, well, let's talk about it. And Drum would be like, I don't sit with Pep. It just was always something, Eb, but I was shocked that Eb actually wanted to have a conversation. And Drama just kept going and going. And then she started drawing this picture of me trying to tear her down in line and making her shut up so Eb can overtalk her. And if it wasn't for all the videos and all the email receipts, like people just sat there and let her just say these things over and over. I'm like, this girl. And then the hate panels she would do on me. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Do you think she's obsessed with you? Do you think she's obsessed with you? Do you think she's obsessed with you?
Drama and I was tight. And see, the thing about me and Eb, even though me and Eb be like disagreeing sometimes, Eb know how good we are to each other behind closed doors, right? So Drama and I were tight. Yeah. It wasn't no for Drama. Imp, bring me 50, she get it.
Do you miss her?
I love Drama today like crazy. I just feel bad for her. It's just because we can never be. I don't like when people mess up something good. What her and I had was good. That we were good, like tight. So
did you ever see her?
Mm-mm. No, I mean I saw her when I first threw her just in a PK. That's it.
Do you want to see her?
No, we were planning on meeting. I wanted to meet her. Like, because, see, Drama's the type don't let nobody in, and she was very closed off and so secretive. So the fact that, we got the opportunity to FaceTime each other, we talked, we laughed. Like, our relationship was big. It was really big and deep. And then she just let all that go with just so many weird stories and lies. And everybody would say, Imp, Drama's a liar. Imp, Drama's something else. But I didn't see that. I couldn't see it. And I wouldn't see it. And then it started slowly coming out.
So, would you say that Drama has would you think it would be mental?
I'm not going to answer that question.
I would. Yeah, I would say it was definitely mental. I say that. Well, first of all, just my experience. I had done business with Drama as well, but I had always done. This is why I ever did business with Drama, me personally, and I've said this behind your back and everything, that if it was not her associated with Imp, she would have never got a mace from me, because I do not trust someone who doesn't exist. To me, she's a cartoon character. There's the equivalent to like a Bugs Bunny or something, because of course it's something that is not real. I mean, even though you can say what you want about whoever you want, but I can have to respect someone who, whatever, will come on and has the self-confidence to press this camera button and show you who the hell they are. So as far as doing big business with somebody I've never seen, it was always on the strength of Empress. And for her to have a facade that she is actually, so she feels hurt. But Drama, how can you feel hurt when it's the character that feels hurt? You were not born Drama Sign-Up. You were not born this here. You were not. This is not who you are. This is a character you're portraying. Your character may be hurt, but how the hell are you as a person having a real feeling about something? This woman literally cries and stuff because of whatever. I've seen her cry and get mad at Empress's successes, and cry and mad at and elate in Empress's failures, and go into different tangents of emotion, when in all essences you're a character. That's no difference. So that's like the actor whoever voices Homer Simpson really get mad because Homer got hit in the head with a basketball. It's not, there's no more donuts, and you're really mad at her. It doesn't make sense to me. And so that, to me, is utter delusion. I think she needs help. No shame. She's still human, but the character's not. The Drama Sign-Up person that no one's never seen, that's not her real name, that's not her real thing, that's a mantra, is not, the person playing her should not be hurt at what the character does.
So, Imp, can you confirm that you have saw Drama Sign-Up face before?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You've actually FaceTime her, talked to her, conversation. Have you ever tried to influence her to show herself?
Mm-mm. I always I agree with her on that. If it's a reason why you protecting yourself, so be it. Let it be.
So some of the things during that interview with you, Drummer Sound Off, and your other co-host that helped y'all interview, do you believe at any point in time she was misleading? Like with some of the questions? Like, do you think she
No.
was just saying?
So I'm gonna just be real. So that interview with Drama Sound Off, we already had the questions pre-written. Because I told Drama, don't do this interview. And she said, why not? I said, because the reason you're doing this interview, because you were on somebody else's panel and the comments don't like you. I said, that's not a reason to do an interview. I said, this is going to backfire. And she said, why? I said, because Drama, you're not going to let us interview you. I can't ask you the questions that I want to based on the little conversations we've had. I can't be real and really ask you the questions. I said, and when you don't answer them, the comments are going to eat you up. They're going to just eat you up. No, that's not true. I said, okay, Drama, just write me the questions. Write the questions you want me to ask and give them to me. Oh, yeah. And then Diamond P, she's going to interview me too. I'm like, Diamond P, what happened? Yeah, I want her to do it too. I'm like, okay. And all I could think of was, no one can understand Drama's temperament but me. Why are you bringing somebody else on this interview? Because if you notice on that interview, I tiptoed around her a lot. I tiptoed around that interview so much, and I was very passive and just trying to just get through it. And I knew her and that girl was going to bump heads. I couldn't believe it.
So, going back to Drama, and I mean like Drama, would you say that ever since you started sitting with Keys, would you say you've had more drama than anything with you being on this app?
Yeah.
Great question, Period. Bro.
Yes, you would say that.
Yes.
Am I here? I'm here.
Yeah, you here, baby. Yes.
I'm right here. Y'all can see me. Okay.
Stevie Wonder would say that. The black man would say that.
So, could you tell us, what do you think when it comes to Brandon? What do you think it is that when you first started sitting with him, people started coming after you all of a sudden? What do you think that's about? I'm saying, with it being you.
Well, but I kind of got like a double whammy because of you too, because the first person to come for me disliked you and was kind of, I don't know that she liked him. I don't know what her relationship or feelings was about Brandon, but I got caught in the middle of that with this one particular person. So that was the first person. Like Lo, I don't think Lo's intentions that night was to comfort me. Lo's intentions that night was to try to break you and I from being friends. But just so happened, TT was like, get the hell out of here. Leave me and my mom alone. Why you trying to make M and Eb go up against each other? Get the hell on. That's how that came about. He started pulling our information because TT checked him. But with her, yeah, she made me her target from day one.
Okay, so could you tell us some of the people, could you name some of the people that you have had drama with on this app based off of Keys, that you feel is based off of Keys?
I
can't stand Shakie face
Ashley
right
Jack.
now.
Ashley, Jackie, Lo,
Pastor.
Pastor.
He the one, yeah.
That's who was ready. It's about this.
I don't know, a couple of people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Robert.
No, well, what happened with Robert was TT started hitting the 4 milli tier first before anybody else, and Robert got mad at her and just turned on my daughter. He got mad at TT and just became so jealous and irate. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Eb
so
interviewed Bam. But also too, I think that was one of your best interviews. No shade. We actually looked at it over here, and the
yeah,
whole thing actually. No, we didn't skip or pass up one part. It was no shade. No, this is not. I'm not. It started a lot of stuff. That was an interview that started a lot of stuff. No shade. Kind of
did.
also. Yeah, it started stuff. No, this is what it is, and that's if you get some questions and answers during the interview, and so it got that interview. Actually, Imp was over here one day on Sim Nation, and we were just discussing that particular interview. Watched the entire thing, and learned a lot about the stuff, which actually antagonized Robert into almost attacking her. Which later on, subsequently we interviewed Robert in a Vice interview. That interview that you did spurred a panel where Imp was, and so now, so my question is, this coming back to you. You asked her how much of the beef that she's been in, the drama she's been in, is caused by Keys. Let me say something. Let me ask this. Let me kind of rephrase the question. How much of the drama that you've been in is caused by Eb?
Eb as an individual, not as an individual. The only thing is, if it was Eb, it would be just Ashley. No, Pastor P.
Mm-hmm.
Eb.
You almost forgot.
Yeah, Pastor P. Following me because of Eb. Yeah, it'll be Eb. It'll be them two, Ashley and
So roughly 50%. It's half Eb, half Keys, half.
Yeah, and then Jackie came out the blue too. She didn't like Eb, and she came.
Let me say this though, Eb, no shade. This is a friend, because if she could stick with you through a friend ain't somebody that stick with you through good times. A friend is somebody that stick with you through the stuff that she had to go through for. And I just want to just commend y'all on that friendship, because that's like a friend ain't go like because a lot of people will be like, you know what, fuck this. I don't like I won't do this. Every time I might go live, and this I got to deal with whoever she done cussed out today finna cuss me out. So I mean, it's like.
And when they cuss me, I don't be caring. She'll call me, Imp, why you ain't tell me shit? I'm like, Imp, I wouldn't even. Oh, fuck that, because a bitch. Oh hell, I did not know. Somebody be trying to take me on the panel, and I'll be just looking, and here go Eb. Wait a minute now, cause you tried it. I'm like, here she go, try it. Like, she
I
gonna
love
let
your
him.
impression. I love your impression of it. So, when it came, now listen, I'm gonna say this. So when you were into that stuff with Robert, and you kind of, and this is for you, Imp, you were the person that was focal in the panel as far as highlighting that the illegal beam thing was going on. Let me actually, but truthfully be said, we have seen the documentation that was sent to me where somebody under affidavit swore under oath that they were the ones that sent it, not him. Were you the person that were you just kind of like going with he did it because I've heard you say, okay, when you're no Republic, and that you could have stamped it for anybody, disavowing the actual affidavit. And there's no question about the affidavit whatsoever. The affidavit was sent to Bigelow on December 18th. It's dated, it's stamped, it was signed by no Republic, and the signature of the person that committed it. Are you so the actual person who initiated the whole illegal bean thing kind of almost they took their lick, swore to Beagle they wouldn't do it anymore, which exonerated Robert in a sense of that. Making it right by Bam, that's another thing. But the actual part where
So
Robert
let me say this. Let me just say this. If I give you an Eb $2,000-$3,000 worth of legal beans, whether it's my brother, sister, whomever, recharge my account. At that point, that means at some point you and Eb sent me $3,000 worth of beans, right?
Correct.
So now the beans I send to you worth $3,000, they come back bad. So what happens to the $3,000 you sent me? Do I give that back or do I keep it? because somebody else recharged my account.
You're supposed to give it back.
Oh, okay.
Or make it
so
right.
The fact that I don't want to give it back, but I do want my account. So now I'm going to get somebody to orchestrate this store and go to Bigo and sign a letter. I just need my account back. But what about the beans that was taken from this man? Okay, you got your account back now. Can this man have his money?
And like I said, that is the part that is up for suggestion. Did Robert make it right? It does not appear he did. But as far as the one who...
Let me explain something to you about this Bigo game. When we buy shoes and we don't want shoes, we don't call the bank and say, I don't want these shoes, and dispute it. We just go ahead and take them back for a return, right?
Yeah.
Even with a lot of these hosts, a lot of y'all spend y'all last for the person. I mean, a lot of the supporters, y'all spend y'all last for the person y'all love. Y'all will take y'all light bill money and recharge y'all accounts just for the person y'all love. Y'all will make it right. And guess what y'all don't do? Y'all won't even call the bank, because you know why? Y'all don't know nothing about that. People, who the hell dispute beans? Ain't nobody thinking about that. Nobody ain't thinking about, let me dispute Bigo. That doesn't cross these supporters' mind. Someone has to be coached to know that if you call Bigo, they're going to give you your money back. They're going to freeze my account, but I can show you how to get it unfreeze. So I'm going to let you stay on that affidavit, but I'm going to think the way I want to think. Somebody coached a supporter that's been throwing money after money. And then this is the thing. If you hate me so much and you don't love me, why was it easy for you to write an affidavit for me? But you don't like me. You called the bank and took beans back. So why are you supporting me and getting an affidavit? Why are you and I going to the Notary Public and getting a stamp? Why not do we have an attorney? Why? You hate me. You left me alone. You called beans and pulled them back from your account. But we still like this? You don't want me to do well on the app, but yet you're going to write Bigo to get my account back. It sounds a little weird to me.
The supporter alleged that, this is based on the text messages, that they were mad at Bam and not Robert. And so that when they called...
So that's a new story. Thank you for that new story. Because initially it was, he just want to F me and I don't want to date him. And now he mad.
Right.
So thank you for that new story, because that's the first time we heard that one.
It's not. It was talked about on the interview.
But but that's the first time we're hearing it. We didn't get the chance to hear the interview because we were interviewing Bam. So this is the thing. Mm-hmm. So why would that supporter how does a supporter know that if you threw my beans on Bam, if I call the bank, I'll get them back? How does a supporter know that? Supporters don't know that kind of stuff. There's a lot of people in here that support y'all. Y'all don't even know what the gala really is. I always say, go vote, go vote, go vote.
Yeah.
Supporters don't know that kind of detailed information with Bigo. All they know is I hit a quota. Y'all help me with my quota, y'all. That's all supporters know.
All right. So let me say this. This is what happened. You ready for what really happened? The supporter was liking on Bam. The supporter was liking on Robert. They were torn in between the two. And whoever could give it to him, they was going to go with. Bam was like, no, because I'm straight. Robert finessed him and placated him a little while. And so he began to more be akin to Robert because he thought there was a chance there. This is what happened. I'm just letting you know what happened. The supporter was a trick and tricking off the both of them for that type. I'm letting you know what happened.
This is another story. I'm just letting you know too. We've been through.
I'm telling you from listening to. I listened to you was there. We listened to the whole Ebb interview. I went back and listened to the interview that y'all did with Bam, and of course I did the interview with Robert. And I'm from the outside looking in. I'm telling you what happened. That supporter was liking on both of them. Bam ain't gonna admit it, or probably not ever. But the supporter was liking on Bam. Bam, fine, looking handsome, whatever. Was liking on him, throwing whatever on him. He was liking on Robert too. Robert Robert gave Bam not, so he just started attaining more to Robert. But he still was liking on Bam.
Supporter ever gifted Bam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But see, this is what Shakie don't understand.
Yes, Lord.
Shakie. We don't even know if that supporter exists.
But let me explain something to you, Shakie.
Bam admitted that the supporter existed as well.
But Bam said he had a conversation with him, but he don't know who it is. He don't know if that person is somebody Robert done got that's a friend of Robert's just to say something. He don't know. Like, he's never met that person or anything.
So
all right, let me just say this.
I think everybody knows the supporter.
this is my thing. If somebody gave you illegal beans, right, and called the bank, everybody that this supporter threw on is gonna have illegal beans.
Right.
With that being said, all I asked Bam to ask for Robert is, Robert, Bam, the same day Bigo sent you that little ding that said, hey, Bam, you got illegal beans. All I asked was ask your friend to show you his receipt on that same day. Because you got to remember, Shakie, if that man, that Robert and that Bam, once he called the bank, everybody that got a bean from that man is going to go bad. Everybody. Because that card is not only connected to Robert's account, the card is also connected to the supporter's account. Mm-hmm. So anybody that got one mace from that man gonna get hit. See, a lot of y'all don't know how deep this can really go. So if he can't produce a receipt on the same damn day that says, Robert, you got illegal beans, and Bam, you got illegal beans, y'all gonna get it on the same exact day, then something ain't right.
I think during the Ebbi interview, Bam admitted that there was other people that were victims as well.
Oh,
everybody should have.
I don't know.
Everybody should have got the same thing. Everybody.
So subjectively, we cannot. I mean, we happen to hear you. Nobody can go. I'm not going to go try to look for that. But just looking at what we have, and that you have somebody who you don't, as a notary public, doesn't a real person have to come in front of you? You have to lay out. Is that what y'all have to do? You have to lay eyes on the person.
It all depends on what kind of notary public you're dealing with. Are they gang? Are they hood? Or are they by the book?
I don't know.
Exactly.
So are we? So is the system? So what's the law? Or not if they're gang, but does the law tell you? And not saying you have to follow law, but as a notary public, if I come to you and say I'm Bob Thornton, are you going to stamp my paper?
With identification, you have to prove that this individual is who they say they are. That you're signing off on their identity. You're signing off on that.
So, assuming that the notary public is an actual notary public, they did it sort of by the book. So, can we assume somebody went in front of this notary public and perpetuated to be this person and admitted to the fallacy, right?
Allegedly.
I mean, somebody had to go in front of it. Okay, it's not alleged because somebody was actually there. Somebody stamped it. A notary public stamped the paper. So somebody was there. At least if at least it's the notary public is there, somebody that's there. Yeah, I don't think that's too much. Allegedly, somebody had to be there. It didn't stamp itself. Somebody was there.
Somebody was there, but you gotta understand, like these letters. That paper could have been stamped, and then the rest of the information could have been written in on it. Like, it's just so many ways around. I really don't want to.
It could have been stamped. Something could have been written on it. All that stuff like that. But it could have just been that the person went to. So a thing is, if it could have been stamped by somebody in Mexico or whatever the case may be, could it also not have been stamped by the actual person just admitting to what they did? The simplest thing here is the person was liking on Bam and Robert, got mad at Bam because Bam wouldn't go because Bam's not gay, and then disputed the beans because he wasn't gonna get none. He wasn't getting the attention. That's what happened. No shade. After that, Robert did not make it right with Bam, which is the issue. Not that the person not existing and Robert coming up with some fake notary from Mexico, and that's just too far-fetched for something so simple. The person was liking on both of them. Bam didn't want to go. He got mad, disputed his beans, and that's what happened. Did Robert make it right? No. That's the issue. Not that Robert actually physically sit there and say, I'm going to make sure, I don't like Bam so much, I'm going to make sure he gets illegal beans. I get it. We don't like it. I get it. We have the issue with Robert. There's no, because Robert.
No, we don't have no issue with Robert. This is my interview. I mean, he all right.
I ain't saying we trust notaries. I'm not saying, but I mean, just this what happened. The guy's gay. He liked both of them. Couldn't get one of them. Started disputing his beans. That's just the simplest thing. The made up notary, the Ponzi scheme Robert trying to attack Bam. I think they were doing business. That obviously they were doing good business. They were all making money. It's not that he was trying to get nothing extra. It's just the dude stopped liking him, disputed his beans, and then because Robert is gay and still there was a chance with Robert, he went ahead and signed a notary and got it all notarized for Robert to make sure he was protected and could get his account back. Did Robert make it right? Nope. And that's the issue. And that's just kind of like up to section. I do not know if not, honestly, let me just forget. Okay, say for instance, there was an issue with the UN. I'm going to say this though. You know, I trusted Drama when I did business with her because I felt I knew you. Not because I knew her, but I felt I trusted you. That if I had an issue, I could come to you and talk, and we could find an amicable way to fix it. But there was also a thing. There was a risk because you could have just said, you know what, you did business with Router, fuck you. It didn't work. I don't know you like that. You could have said that. Not saying you would have, but you could have said that. I'm not saying you would have, but you could have. That's a possibility. I could have come to you and said, Imp, I did this business drama. She didn't come through. Blah blah blah, etc. etc. Could you talk to her for me? Whatever, whatever. Or see what's going on. Could you help me make it right? Whatever, whatever. You could have said, fuck you, Shake. I don't care. You did business with drama. But if I come to you and say like that, more likely you'll be like, well, let me see what I can do. But if I come and say, Empress, bitch, where the fuck my drag is that drama on me drag? What you gonna say? Fuck you. You coming to me stupid. So listen, if Bam had the thing, knowing he dealt with Robert and the dude, and the person he can come to is Robert, and Bam go to Robert like, bitch, blah, 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 yada, 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 you did. Robert can say just like, you know what, you coming to me wrong, fuck you. That's what exactly, I'm just telling you what happened. It was a gay shit.
Bam happened for months. I thought he just swept it on the rug.
No. All right. So, okay. But so back to, I'm so sorry. Let's redirect. I just kind of was trying to figure out. This is not defensive. So when Robert and TT had the issue, you went at Robert. But right now,
we did
today.
Not.
Oh, you didn't care?
We ignored him for months. This is what happened.
Kept picking.
That's why I don't understand these men on the app that team up together and just start attacking young women. When my daughter was doing her big one, it don't matter if she's wasting money. They're her dragons. If she say, Mama, bring her dragons, so what? Let her be great. Robert was hanging out with Bam and all them at the time, and Mars and all these good people, and all these men just got together and just started talking about this girl. Like, y'all don't even know my daughter. Men behind all these women coming out of WhatsApp chats and saying, girl, they talking about you. Empress, they're talking about your daughter. They planning a big snipe on her tonight. They was going to get this one girl from China. Don't let TT win tonight. Robert orchestrated this big hate group. We're going to wake up Mama and we're going to all throw our dragons at her so we can beat TT. He just woke up with this hate. We didn't bother him for months. This is my first time ever speaking on Robert's name. You can't find one video after all these months. You know why? Every time I wake up, Robert got calling me a bitch and a hoe and this, and he don't know me. I don't even talk about him. And these people that's around him, we don't know. You see what Bam did? Publicly apologized to my daughter and said, no, TT ain't did nothing to me. I'm sorry. You got caught in the crossfire.
Were they? Do you think they were just jealous because she was a woman doing what they were doing, or women beating them at their own game? Or
she hadn't beat them at none because they hadn't done it yet. She was the first to do it.
Okay.
Nobody that hit 4 million beans except her. She was the first, and it's okay. That's what she wanted to do. But don't be mad at her about it. And then guess what he does 3 months later? He does it. Nobody ain't get mad at him. We snipe the starlets all the time. As soon as I snipe his friend Marlins, they calling us bitches and hoes. But you snipe TKO. We didn't curse you out. It's like whatever we do, they cuss us out because we're women. And as soon as they do it, we just look, oh well, like do it. Do you. So all these men up together.
So speaking of Marlon, you and Marlon's fiance did a PK together where there was an incident that happened where you and her actually got into it. Can you tell us what happened and what type of relationship do you have with Marlon? And isn't that his fiance? Is that his fiance?
Right. So
okay, then, so I don't know why people write me telling me that that's not his fiance. Yes, it is.
Yeah, she's come to him. Yeah, they go together. He met her on the app.
Yeah, something.
Not married.
Right. Okay, so you and her, y'all did the PK and y'all got into it. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, I didn't give her no energy. So what happened was Beagles put my family up against theirs because Marlins went to Beagle and wanted to do that. That's what he wanted to do because they wanted to try to dog us and shame us. So what happened, you can just definitely tell she was coached. So we're sitting next to each other. I was talking about my family. I'm talking about my family. Yeah, Beagle. 2 women on the app. We got a female family and we did good. And we did this and we did great things. I'm just trying to be positive. Oh, that's what your claim to fame is? Well, my family did this and we did this and we did that and we did that. I said, okay. And we did this and we did that and we did this. and we did this, and we were the first. And I was like, okay, all right, I'm still feeling okay. I said, well, guess what? We also did. As soon as I talked, she cut me off. I'm like, wait, it's my turn. I just let you speak for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, babe. Yeah, but I was like, okay, hold on. I said, are we going to have a conversation or what we doing here? She just wanted to come for me. No, you talk shit. All you do, I do is talk shit. And Marlins, Gazus, all them in the comments roasting me. Gazus, Marlon, they just in the comments acting a fool. This just happened a week and a half ago.
Mm-hmm. So, Imp, is it safe to say that Mercy had no mercy when it came to you? And
well, mercy is mercy. Mercy needs to be merciful because she's not merciless. She's just weird. And the way they try to coach her to do that was all weird. And they parading that in the comments. And it was really disgusting. It was crazy. And I said, I'm just going to sit here and watch you. So I just watched her talk. And she just went on for minutes. And I just watched her. And I didn't say another word. She was just disgusting.
So
and this is supposed to be about BOC and her family. Yeah, and Gazus is my friend. And Gazus, she just kept calling out Gazus. So they let me know it was a hate train behind closed doors. Like she just kept sensationalizing him because he walked in the room.
Is that situation with you and Marlon them, is that over?
I don't know them. We don't talk to them. If whatever they want, let me tell you what Marlon's been doing. Marlon's in the last 4 days. They went on my BOC family list. They went in Classic Karma's room and gift her 4 beans. Day before yesterday, they went in Mushy's room, gift her 4 beans. They came in Brandon's room and gift him 1 bean. That's what Mercy did. She came in my room yesterday. She didn't gift me. So it's this weird thing they got going on. Now they're going to all our family members' rooms. We don't do, and we got photos of each time. We got the bean count, all of that. We got photos because I was going to make a nice collage and put it on YouTube. So when it flares up again, we'll have that. And Marlon's probably watching now. They know I'm not lying. They've been going to all of our family members' rooms over the last 4 days. Why? I don't know. The other family member named Sloan. Sloan came in my room. He might be on my gifting list, y'all, for the month. His name is I Sloan. He gifted me a trophy. These are his family members coming to us. For what? We don't know. We think it's weird. Now remember, TT is the one that said that they called us monkeys. She's trying to open up a phone right now so you guys can actually see them in the comments calling us monkeys from a PK. The hate started from a PK that their family lost against ours last year. Mm-hmm. And this man holding on this hate from last year. And then he's pulling in all these top broadcasters to talk about women like Zone and Robert and all these men for no reason. These girls we're not doing nothing to y'all, but yet y'all sit and y'all are comfortable with calling us bitches and hoes all day long for no reason.
How do you combat that? How do you combat that? Not knowing what they're doing, but doing like, what is your plans to circumvent?
With all the videos, so I have to try to think like, I've already started writing Bigo with the bullying stuff, and I'm taking a lot of pictures and snippets of Bigo statutes and all the rules and regulations. And when I start submitting these videos, everything Bigo ever wrote about harassment, bullying, discrimination, I'm going to attach all of Bigo's words to all these videos because I need them to back up their words.
Okay, so speaking of bitches and hoes, you and TKO. So you and TKO, can you tell me the type of relationship you have with TKO as far as now? Because at one point in time, me and you, we did a show with TKO where we were the what was it?
Judges.
The judges, yeah. We were the judges. And an incident happened with a lady in TKO, and they came to you to tell the story. Rose, the lady Rose. Mm-hmm. So, Imp, now we got to go because Imp look giving me the face like.
No, I'm saying like these people here. No, I'm saying like, yeah.
Right. Okay, so you and TKO, you were working on the show, things like that, then you stopped. Can you tell us what happened? What made you separate yourself from TKO, from the show,
So,
basically?
okay, because I was never attached to TKO, number one.
Right.
I was on that show because Shakie decided to be sleepy and tired and fall in love because his love life required him to go to bed early. I read it. Am I right or am I right, Shakie?
You're 100% right.
He said yes.
You're
When I
100%
saw
right.
Shakie's eyes, the show was just too late.
It was, girl. Girl,
I
that's what I
saw
do
that.
after this interview before the sleep, girl. Listen,
Somebody was tickling your fancy, boy. The
no, my
show
husband
just
don't play that. We don't play that. We have our little phone sex, our little FaceTime sex, and then I be tired. I be ready to go. So,
So what happens is I'm never somebody that TKO chooses to be a front runner. I'm always a substitute for his and that's okay. And I cause so whenever I'm
but
called
Eb, let me, I'm so sorry for interrupting, but Eb, he picking Eb. Eb number one. If he come and get her, it
This
don't matter
one got
if she
to
come.
be messy.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
yes, I am. So I always sub for Shakie. Whenever Shakie's not there, I'll fill in his seat. Savannah's not there, then I'm that filler. So I've never was on the show. So just so happened I substitute for TKO, for Shakie, and all this craziness came up. Like I'm recruiting women for TKO. All I was a substitute, and people looking at me to be their savior and all that. When these women are flying over there to be with this man, I'm not over there now, and they still over there flying to be with him. So all this foolery came about. So this one girl named Rose was with TKO one night. I was on the panel. We were all on the panel, and she was sitting in the window with TKO. And I was like, okay, they date, whatever. I didn't know. So what happened was, hey, Irish. And what happened was we were having a panel. I had told Royce, don't be bringing nobody on your panel to talk about this stuff. For some reason, they always try to flip it back on us. Like whatever they did with him and whatever they did with him or whatever he did to them, when they come and try to talk to us, I had noticed they were trying to flip it because that was the whole Yetta thing, trying to flip something you did with him on me. It's not me. So I said, let's leave it on. So Royce decides to bring this girl Rose up there, and somehow whatever took place with her and TKO is now my fault. So she doesn't, but Imp, nothing. You was there on the panel with him. You drove to see him. You sent him pictures and all of this and that. Now it's my fault whenever it went. I don't understand what y'all want me to do here. I still do woman empowerment, but it's not my damn fault if she went over there with that man.
Empress, could you please tell them what women empowerment is, being that they really put you on this pedestal that you never asked them for. And they look at you as certain things you should not support. So they feel that certain things you shouldn't support based on their own opinion of you. So can you please tell them what women empowerment is to you?
If you're going to empower a woman, you support her decision. If she finds that her decision is not a wrong one, you support her through that ordeal as well. If you say, I want to go to the store and hit Michael on the head, your job is to say, listen, I ain't going to drive you over there. But if that's your decision to hit Michael on the head, I wouldn't hit Michael on the head. But if that's your decision, I'm going to let you have it. Now, when she hit Michael on the head and Michael punched her in the mouth, when she comes back to you, you don't tell her, I told you so. You just basically say, hey, let's move forward. But she can't blame you because she hit Michael. Your job is to say, okay, let's just move forward from here. Let me pick you up. Let me dust you off and let's move forward. I'm empowering her now to activate her healing. That's it.
So can you tell us, so Imp, after that, because it has died down some, you also had some drama that me and Keys was not a part of, finally. Yetta.
Okay.
Miss Yetta.
Yes.
You can't connect that to you and Brandon. The Yetta thing, you can't connect that to you and Brandon. You can't. I'll go ahead.
No,
so
Shakie.
So with the Yetta thing, what happened was, okay, number one, any man taking a woman's money is a no. Now, a woman giving a man's money, you gave him. That's one thing, right? Now, whether or not he played her or whatever, I don't know. But my thing is, I didn't know Yetta. Yetta didn't know me. And just because I sat on the panel, she basically made a hate panel with Drama Sound off because I was sitting over there. And instead of saying, Imp, can I talk to you? This is what this man did to me and stuff like that. I don't want you sitting over there. It could have been like that, right? It could have been more like, you over there, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Can we talk about it? But instead, Empress, you wrong, bitch. You wrong. You motherfucker this. And you did it. And she tried to tear down my platform. What I do for my women in my room, I help. I buy gas. I pay bills, right? I help them find jobs, website links. That's how I empower them. Okay, y'all don't understand empowerment, all you knuckleheads in the comments that keep saying, but you're women empowerment. Please go read a book for me. I'm going to empower you to go read a goddamn book. Get some literature. Okay, that's your empowerment for today from me. Now, so when she came for me out of left field, somebody that don't know her, and what you did with him, it wasn't my business. I wasn't there when you did it. I wasn't there when you gave him the money. I wasn't there when he took the money. I wasn't there when you urinate. Whatever you did, I was not there. So when y'all create a hate panel about me, imp ass and empress, and try to keep, so what they did was try to tear down what I was doing. They do it so that the people that are following me or viewing me don't follow and view me anymore. That's what they're doing it for. Because they see my platform is growing. I got charm school. I got the court. Instead of saying good job, they're like, how can I tear that down? She got the charm school. She got the court case. She's doing all right over there. How can I tear that down? And they find a way to tear it down by just creating this whole crazy narrative that what you did with him is my fault. All I did was get on a panel and ask some questions. But what you did to him a month or two prior, 3 months prior, that you won't heal yourself for is my fault. That was the issue. Not that what he did to her, what she did, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't even know you, girl.
Truthfully speaking, I think that was very unfair. Just be honest with you. Mm-hmm. However, I will say that's just unfair for Yetta to make you be accountable for something that you had no hand in doing. You had no hand in her meaning to kill. You had no hand in her giving the money. You had no hand in that at all whatsoever. And a blind man can see that. But I thought that's unfair for her to expect you to have any say in anything that is. But let me ask you something though. Just not playing devil's advocate, but just being real. As they say, heavy is the head that wears the crown. When we talk about, there's about 4 or 5 people on this app that could actually do something, like as far as outside the app, and you're definitely one of those people. You're definitely one of those people. So it's like when we support you, not just by looking at you, but by gifting you or just even talking about you, because this is what your like that. So this is a different thing. So I know the E Squad. I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna come in here and make sure nobody's saying nothing bad about M. If they do, this what it is. But the Empress people, let me tell you what the baller I control do. They come and promote what you talk about. They come and say, listen, y'all need to be a part of this. This is what they do when you're not around, and they come into our rooms and they come and say, so the E Squad come in, they come and defend, but your people are coming to promote. They come in very passive. They come and say, this is what it is. Y'all need to be a part of this because, okay, we might be talking about this and this. Just like I said, my first even hearing about your name was like, I was like, how the fuck am I make 3 million? How the fuck am I? They said, go talk to Imp because she tells you and teaches you how to do it. Mm-hmm. And this is what they do. So understand, whatever you're doing over there, while it being special, it also comes with that power that you're empowering. It comes with a responsibility too, Imp. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying Yetta was right at all. That's very unfair to you to make you have to answer for something that happened already. And that's just not fair. And it's not fair for you to have to subject yourself to any type of condoning from you outside of the scope of entertainment. However, do you think that you bear some responsibility to, especially the people that not only follow you and promote you, to talk about and have certain viewpoints on things like what TKO does? Now, I as a man, And as a person, I don't think he's wrong, because if you go give him your money, you stupid. You know what he do. Everybody know what he do. Everybody see what he do. Everything. However, and if you still go over there, that's on your body. But do you think that as you somebody who they promote and talk about as far as balance and power and getting yourself together, and this is the light that you've been put in, and you do well, have a responsibility to talk about what that is?
All right. So one of my new shows is called Blue Moon Letters.
Okay.
Blue Moon Letters are for victims that's been molested, raped, beat, dragged, and has never told her story. So what they have to do to basically qualify to be on this show is write a letter about the pain that they suffered as a young girl from uncle, daddy, mama, whomever, molestation, rape. I read this letter in a really dark, quiet setting, and they remain anonymous if they choose to, or if they would like to talk about it when the letter is read, they come on my panel and the sisterhood supports them. Why? Because 90% of my room have been molested or raped or been beaten up, whether it was last week or going on right now. Those are the women that flock around me. I don't feel sorry for them. I embrace what happened, but now I'm allowing you to voice it. Get it off. Let's activate your healing. I'm not God, but I do know if you don't talk about these things, it haunts you for the rest of your life. So with Yetta, I don't support no man that abuse women at all. But it is fair to say that she understood the assignment. Okay? Mm-hmm. There's a sign-in sheet that has to be signed before you go over there. There's a deposit that has to be placed before you're chosen to move in that house. Whole lesson plan. So she went through all those steps. Why should I be responsible for her doing all of that? She didn't ask me my opinion when she went there. For God's sake, goodness sake, she never spoke to me a day before. I don't want no woman to feel broken and used and abused. But my gripe was she basically blamed me. She didn't take accountability. She just basically put me in the crossfire instead of saying, and see, this is the thing about women like that. I know I did wrong. I know. Well, if you know you did wrong, baby, ain't nobody else to blame but yourself. Activate your healing. Slowly start the process of trying to get over it. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a long process. But if you attack me, then the stuff I have that can probably help you with that process, I can't give it to you because now you've attacked me. And it'd have been different if she just attacked me and said, you know what, Imp, I'm wrong, let's talk. Because I'm one of those girls. I know how to say, all right, let's start over. Let's take it behind the scenes. Let's start our relationship over. These are the things I think you can do. But instead, that bitch Empress sent her ass over there. And that stinking bitch and her stinking ass daughters. And that bitch and that bitch. But I wasn't there when you signed the document, boo-boo, and gave over the sign and the signing bonus. You gave over the finder's fee. I was not there. So you ain't giving me right. You ain't giving me no space to even sympathize with you because you're attacking me right off because I sat in Shakie's seat.
Yetta was unfair to make you have to have anything. I agree with you. But I don't know if you want to be a politician, but you definitely have it because you answered the question without answering the question, without even paying attention to the question. So the question was not about Yetta. The question is, do you feel responsibility for the people now to take a stance on TKO's womanizing? It's right. It's illegal. Nothing he's doing illegal. No receipts of him beating up a woman or anything like that. Taking their money and using them and selling them dreams, what every nigga do on a grand scale is his thing. And that's technically womanizing. Do you feel, and do you feel you have any responsibility to take a stance on that for the people? Not yet. She was wrong for even putting you in there. And I told her that to her face. My last day on the app. But my thing is, do you feel like a responsibility to the people who now promote, especially the stuff that you do, the things that you're talking about, to go to you or come to you to bring you their weak and their weary, to bring to you the people that need that healing? Do you feel the responsibility to them to take a stance on TKO and what he does? That was the question. Not,
So,
well, we know Yetta was wrong. I agree with you. Yetta shouldn't have told you nothing.
so this is the thing, and I'll just be straight out straight. Shakie, if I left this app today, those women are going to continue to go over there because they want some of that. I don't know what that is, but they want it.
It's a big dick, girl. You see,
Okay.
we all see it, girl. We all see it.
They
We all
taking
see
their
it, girl.
wallets with them. And taking wallets with them. But see, this is the thing. I don't see nothing wrong with no women giving that man some money to get that. I'm trying to see I don't see where the victimization is. Now, if he popped one of them across the head and forced them on the street to go pimp and sell their bodies, then we got a problem. But they grown women taking their money to a man that says he's poly, to a man that said you're going to have to pay the piper. Peter Pepper, pick the pecker, pick of peppers. You're going to have to pay me. To sleep with me, to lay with me, to meet our money, you got to give me a whole fee. And don't come up short.
So the answer is no. It's not your responsibility.
Basically.
You don't feel this responsibility.
You say she not your mama.
No, she's not. It's just no. I mean, she's just yes, no.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if one of those women tell me he punched them in the face 5 times and locked them in the closet, then we got a problem. Now I'm gonna make it my business.
Yeah.
If they say he held me down and let his friends come in there and they all ran the train, we got a problem.
No, they don't like that. They wouldn't say it. they like that stuff.
They do.
You going over there to purchase penis? That ain't my problem. Purchase away.
That's what it is. What was your favorite interview that you did? You were an interviewer. What was the favorite interview that you did? The one was one that was just made you just be like, wow.
When I was able to interview.
I can't.
Not what? Shakie, your interview was real good, but you know whose interview was real good though, because he just laid it out and let me have my way as well. Super.
Oh.
What was your least favorite interview?
Although it was a good interview, this man that he told somebody on his name is I won't tell y'all his name. And name. Remember Marcus, y'all, the one that told the man his wife and child laying in the bed right now, and all he want to do is he's thinking about how to kill them so he can date the girl Kia. Remember that interview? What was his name? Mark. What was his name? What was his name, y'all? I can't think. Marvel Lava, something like that. He said right now he was texting his girl, my wife and kids laying in their sleep, and Mark Lava. That's who it was, Baccarat. You own it. All I can do is think about how I can just kill them. I want to see how I can take their life. And all I saw when he said was like a dark room. You can see his body, just a shadow of his body, and them kids laying in the room sleep. And he texting another woman saying, I want to be with you, but I want to take my kids out.
Wait, so you interviewed the guy or the side piece?
The side piece.
So what was her name?
The husband's name was Mark Lava, and I'm in contact with the wife, but she won't let us get close to her because she still love him. And I checked her. I said, girl, look what he's doing. You need to contact authorities. Look at all this he said. I sent her everything.
So the side piece did an interview with you and sent you everything.
She wasn't even a side piece. Somebody that he was liking on the app.
What?
Mm-hmm.
And so she sent you things that he said as far as they go, like harming his children to be with her.
So deep. It was so sad. And I kept reading. And she came in the room and I said, I want to talk, because I want to talk to her before I did this interview. I wanted this lady to understand the interview I'm about to do is going to break you down. But she wouldn't call me back. I was trying to warn her. I was reaching out to the woman. I kept saying, but do you want, because if she told me not to do it, I wasn't going to do it. She wouldn't answer. I told her everything. She would not respond back to me. And when she came in that room, girl, the room was shook. The room was shook.
So wait, because I didn't even know about this interview right here.
Hmm?
I didn't know about it.
So the girl is a broadcaster on the app that was dealing with a man who. It's 3 of them.
The wife, the girl, and him. They all on the app.
What?
I hated
Oh
that.
my God.
We have to check that out. Is it on the tube?
Right.
What is that under? Fruitful. What is that
Oh, it was
under?
a court case. She said that was a court case.
Was it a court case or was it a conversation with Empress? Was it a court case, Tasha? So is under my court case? Okay, so it's on YouTube. Then it'll be on the Empress court. It'll be on the So ATL said court.
So, does anybody? I mean, like, because I'm assuming that this happened recently. So, has anybody contacted the authorities? Did the side piece contact?
So the girl called.
Well, not the side piece, but the girl that he was trying to mess with.
So thank you, Henny. So the girl contact little social services in his area because they end up, you know how they go. They found his whole name, address. They found everything. But our thing was putting this information in the hands of the girlfriend, the wife, or whatever she is.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing, El, when you're trying to fight for people that don't want to fight for themselves, what do? She didn't want to fight. After I told her, this is what's going on, girl, look. But
what kind of stuff would he be saying?
She's still with him, sexing Mila. She wouldn't leave him. So we can't even get to her yet until she's ready to leave. She's not ready to leave yet.
Have y'all sent the messages? Did you send the messages to her?
I done spoke to her and everything. She come in my room every other day.
Oh, wow.
What the hell?
Look, Sexy Mila said she cried throughout the whole court case. It was deep. And I read it deep and I read it real slow because I wanted everybody to feel it.
Is the girl still dealing with him?
She didn't leave him. They got kids together.
No, not the wife. I'm talking about the other girl.
So the girl said she wasn't going to deal with him. So basically he was trying to, so how I read it was, he was coming for her. He was liking her, but she wouldn't feed into it. She never said, listen, stop doing that. But she never would say, okay. So I read all the text messages. Nothing was deleted. She never said, okay, I like you. But she never said, man, chill. And so when he finally said he wanted to kill his wife and kids, she was like, oh my God, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? And that's when they pulled.
Wow.
So she and all that, yeah. And we contacted the wife. We had to call her, right?
Right.
So we called her.
Scary.
One of my people, one of my tea sippers went to her and had a whole conversation with her. Then she called me back and like, what do you want to do? If you tell me what you want to do, we gonna help you. She didn't want no help. We had already called victims' rights in her area. We done already had a shelter ready to go. We had already pulled all this stuff up before we tried to remove this lady out the house.
But she didn't want.
Scary.
Mm-hmm.
Pray for her. That's what we could do. Oh my God. Empress, what? To redirect this a bit. So, what is next for you? What do we? I know you said that you're going to be looking into opening stores and rebranding on other social media platforms. What is next for you? Is there a new love in the life? Is there anything that we could be expecting? Any trips to be taking? You ain't taking, girl.
Yeah, we're going. We got trips. No love life yet because no love life. But trips, yay, trips. My birthday is in December, so it's gonna be big weekends on weekends. So y'all choose y'all weekend. Everybody got a weekend. It's gonna be party.
What day
party.
What day is your birthday?
The weekend, my birthday, the whole month of December. So it's gonna be weekends of partying every time. So I got a Vegas weekend. I have a spa weekend. I got the boat and the jet skis weekend. So we got weekends. So choose your weekend. Shakie Ebb. Choose.
First teacher said buy her G-Wagon, and she said buy Shakie one too. She did. I just saw it.
But we are going to Jamaica July. We already got our hotel rooms for July 2022. And I want to take my kids to Hawaii because I've never been and they've never been. So we may do that. And I want to take them to Puerto Rico. But I have a nonprofit that I'm opening. Yeah. Miss ATL that's in the comments and Pip Lady. They're my 2 hours.
Are you a Sag or a Capricorn?
Sag.
I'm a Sag as well. My birthday's November 27th. My birthday's in less than 2 weeks, just so you know.
Well, I'm getting a nonprofit because all that money I be giving y'all through Cash App to pay y'all gas and light bills, I gotta get some of that back, and I know y'all ain't gonna give it to me. So Miss Pip Lady in the comments and Miss ATL in the comments are helping me with my nonprofit. Yeah, we getting that off the ground. Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations on that. So okay, you're already in South Beach, but look, where are we taking? So we do the church. The birthday's coming up. Where are we taking the test? What can we see in the future from you? Have your daughters. Y'all have a family. Y'all have a thing. I should see y'all. Do you want to see us up on a big screen, or is that something that y'all interested in looking at?
You're making me tell all my secrets. So I've been working with Brock.
That's my job.
I've been working with Sir Brock, that's from Love and Hip Hop, and also from Marriage Boot Camp. We've been working on a little quiet little pilot. You know, we writing some things. It's been in the works now for some months, and we still trying to decide on who, what, and what kind of show, because it keeps changing. Because of course it was surrounded around Bigo and my people that I jailed with around Bigo. So we are writing a pilot. He has firsthand. He touches people from VH1 every day. He's on VH1 show right now, and yeah, we still doing Charm School.
You're pregnant? The TT just told us she was pregnant. Is that true? Accurate? Yes.
Me or TT?
You.
So yeah, I'm pregnant, and I'm pregnant with the Spirit of God.
Okay.
Yes, the Spirit of God. Thank you. Somebody gave me this.
Quick. Air. Do you feel responsible for? There's a few things that Empress has got in. As her being your friend, do you feel any type of responsibility or anything for some of the stuff that she's got into maybe because of you? Do you feel any responsibility for that? No. Have you ever apologized to her for some of that, or have you ever been like, "Girl, my bad. You know, this is coming at you because of me." Have you ever been in a situation where you feel like that you owe her any type of No,
because because before it started, we told her she was warned.
Well, not necessarily warned. Now it was like weeks and weeks later. But what I can say is, they comfort me. When they comfort me, Eb do cuss them out. I'll be like,
no, listen, we told her, okay? We told
weeks later.
What? Don't make me call Brandon up in here. Listen, we told her. Okay, because look, I didn't have to tell her because at the time it was just me and her. Brandon wasn't a part of none of this. It didn't get really bad until we added Brandon to the equation, okay? Mm-hmm. It wasn't bad because it was just Keith's unfollowed her, and that was that. Okay. He didn't drag her, he didn't talk about her. He just unfollowed her when he came to me. But when Brandon joined, when she started sitting with Brandon, it got hectic. It became bad. So I told her, me and Brandon both told her, look, this is what is about to happen. These people are about to try to come for you, find your information. They're about to do this, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, I don't give a damn. I sit with whoever I want to sit with. And that's just that on that. And that's what happened.
But yeah, sister.
What?
I mean, it's a little bit, but a little more that happened than just a cussing out. It was a lot. It was information about her.
Listen, this is the thing, right? Shakie, I cannot help that if people decide to sit with me or be cool with me, that they are attacked by weirdos. You understand? Like, I cannot control how somebody feels about me and them taking it out on Empress. Like, how am I supposed to control it? Now, if you fuck with Empress, I will get on your ass and all of that other stuff that we do. But I'm saying though, like I cannot control that. Yes, I have Empress back, period.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I can't tell them, no, you don't need to feel this way about Imp. Like in their mind, they have to come after Imp because she's connected to me. So really, I don't think I'm the problem. I feel like it's them. Like, are you really that jealous to where, so you saying that I can't be friends with nobody on this app? Is that what we saying? So we just gonna control who get to sit with me and who doesn't?
No, not at all.
That's not fair.
No, that's not. But also mindful. You know who you are, and you know you have a lot of people that don't like you on this app, and a lot of people that don't like you that have platforms on this app, albeit however they got on whatever case may be. And so knowing that and mindful of that, was there ever a time that you would have thought to say to your friend, look, I mean, I know it's a lot, girl, and
Yeah,
I got your back.
me and Imp have had those type of conversations.
Mm-hmm.
We have had those type of conversations before. But sometimes at first it was a lot for Imp to deal with because she couldn't believe like how far these people go, the extent they take this shit to. Like, but we told her like this is what is going to happen. Like these people they just don't leave it on the app. They take it off the app. It gets brought off the app.
Can I say so?
Go ahead.
They came for me because they thought I was a punk ass bitch.
I think so too.
But when they saw that I stand 10 toes deep and I'm gonna go head to head with them, they backed off.
See, Imp is more behind the scenes. Like I'm more upfront, more like blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Imp is more behind the scenes, more moving in silence, things like that. You understand? Like that's just like with the low thing. Everybody thought I did that by myself at first, But of course, me and Imp both, we did our door deals because Lo wanted to take it off the app and she wanted to make it real personal. So yeah, I mean, we like the dream team. I mean, we can make some things happen. But I just feel like Imp been around this long. She ain't went nowhere. I don't think she gonna go nowhere. I think if she couldn't handle it, I think she would have been like, nope, like that's a wrap. I'm done. That's what I think.
Do you ever worry that maybe you could be prejudged or predestined by your association with Ebbi and Brandon?
So people gonna judge you regardless of who you be with. That's how I look at it, right? So my thing is this: I am who I am. I built myself up to be who I am for myself and my daughters. And the people that love me gonna love me, and the people that don't love me, then they don't. And that's that. I don't really care what people think. I'm not one of those people say, oh, they all have to like me. They all need to leave me alone, but you don't have to like me. But you definitely need to back up out my face.
But I do, and let me tell you, when it first started happening, I did feel sorry for Imp because I don't think Imp was used to this right here when it comes to social media. Nobody is used to having to hide where they go. You can tell. When me and Imp was in Miami, you can tell Imp not used to hiding where you go. Like, you can't even show the nail shop you at because they gonna call, harass the place, send the police there. She wasn't used to that. So I do feel like Imp had to change the way she moved as far as it go with her sharing things with social media, with her viewers. So I think Imp did have to change some things about, how she moved in like her life. I think so. So I do feel like
if you want
I
to
do feel
connect
like
with
Imp is prejudged. I do feel like she is prejudged based on, she probably don't feel like that, but I do, based on who she sit with.
Do you think, Imp, that you would be in a different place? Let's say, for instance, you would have never connected with Imp like you did. Y'all wouldn't have developed a bond and a sisterhood. Do you think you would have been in a different place maybe not on this app, better, worse? What do you think would have happened?
So regardless of who you sit with, the hate was gonna come regardless. It just came faster. Because these people, they're just people that on this app that just want to hurt. Even if it wasn't hate from our own, it was gonna be hate from the other side. Like we got some hate now from a whole nother race that's more evil. It's evil. It's bad. It's really ugly. It's really bad. And now they calling us monkeys and all this stuff. And it was going regardless. Remember, Robert hated TT first. That's a whole hate train to have a whole group of men come after your child. That's a whole nother beast.
Do you think they kind of pushed you over there in a sense? Like those people just kind of like, I mean, of course they do, like you don't want to be associated with them, so it kind of puts you on a different spectrum. And do you think that initially what they did was almost create a monster in a sense when they say, because they put you, aligned you with you to make y'all the super friends or the Avengers or whatever, the Justice League?
I know what he's talking about.
Did you
I
think
definitely wouldn't have been on their side. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have been with those people because I just know evil people when I see them. I just know nasty people, and I don't roll with the nasties. Even if I stop talking to Brandon today, I don't do hate panels. I don't gang up with people because they don't like you. No, y'all get the hell on. I didn't like you before that, and I won't like you after.
You and Eb fall out, you're not finna go hang with Ash. It's not for that.
Hell no. What?
Just asking. Some people leave
people
keys
do
and
that
go to
though. They
got people leave keys and join the church next week, and people leave the church, come and go to keys. I've seen it happen too many times.
Yeah.
All right. So going to go ahead and wrap up now. Eb, you have any lingering questions? Anything you want to bring up or?
No, I just have to say that I like the fact because they have been working on me and Imp's friendship for a while.
Very long time.
So you might hear people say, "Oh, well, Imp shaded Imp," or Imp acting funny with you, Eb, and this, that, or other. Like, let me just make this very, very clear. Okay, me and Imp, we have our own lane. Okay, I do my thing. Imp does her thing. I have Imp number. She has mine. I talk to Imp. Just because y'all don't see us interact like that on Bigo, that does not mean that we don't talk off of Bigo. Me and Imp have a different type of relationship than the people on Bigo that's calling people their friends.
Right.
Totally different relationship. It's more personal. You understand? So people, you have messy people that's like, oh, why she don't sit on your panel? Why she don't sit on, such and such. But we don't have to do that.
Yeah,
we don't have to do that. Me and Imp we make money together.
Yeah, and we are big broadcasters. Like Em has her platform. I have mine. We got jobs to do. When I get a chance to bump into her on Brandon's panel, we do that. But other than that, we in the text messages.
Yeah.
If she got a problem with me, she'll address it. If I got a problem with her, she'll address it. Or if we count these pennies up, then we do that together. But it's different. Yeah.
Totally different. And yes, I have met Empress before.
We went on a beautiful vacation, a very catchy
Yes, we did. Very much.
Who else? You met Savannah off the app. Imp, you met Savannah. You met Eb. You've met who else? You met? Nobody. You ever met Brandon?
Oh yeah, Brandon. Damn. That's
Brandon gives me killer in real life, but he gives me teddy. He gives me teddy. Like when I first saw him, it was in the mall. He was walking. I was with Shekinah. We were shopping. And he came through. I thought he was some type of. He looked like like he was like one of those drug dealer or something. Like he was dropping off some weed packets or something.
Brandon
he do give you them type.
Like he the weed man. Like the kind of weed man that's always don't like the weed man that always never have change, so they could keep the $5 extra.
Look, never want to show his face. Always wearing a hat on.
Very catchy in real life, though. Brandon is very bougie.
Bougie, yes.
Extremely. And very a little conceited, as a little fun, but he will spend. He will just spend and just keep spending.
He works her nerves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So if this is the time when we shut up and you tell us anything you want to say to anybody. This is your time. We don't say anything. I usually mute myself. This is your time to talk your shit. Say what you want to say to anybody. It's your uninterrupted time to talk to the people. Don't forget to come to Charm School.
I'm listening.
In a few moments, like y'all finna do it in a few moments, right on her panel with Sir Brock. It's gonna be everything. Make sure you see this. The finale tonight. This your chance. Talk your shit. We can't say nothing else. Go ahead. Even if you want to say something about
there's not even any shit to talk. It's like this. Like, you know, I love being on Bigo. I love the women that come to my room and support me. And, you know, I love my relationship with Eb. I love my daughters. I love my relationship with Shakie. I love my relationship with Brandon and my Bigo son and all of my Bigo babies. And I got my God babies, my ATLs and my Fruitfuls and my Savvies and my Llamas, my Caramellos, all my babies. I love what my niece, Lord Jesus. I love what we are doing together. I love the shows that we're coming together. I love the people that come over to support me. I mean, I'm having a good time, and there's more to come. You got your wig? Yay, Nana. Oh, yep, Verizon Wireless comes in my room and try to turn my phone off. But, you know, I love my team. I love my agency, you know. But, again, I am not peaches and cream. I ain't perfect like everybody think. Again, I'm from the hood, y'all. I know how to hopscotch and double dutch, all of that. That's me. I'm jumping on the pissy mattress, all that. I know how to rap. You know, I'm from the hood. I'm just a homegirl. It just, I choose to think before I react. That's all. And when you have a thinker on your hands, that person just tends to be looking around and analyzing. But in my head, it's going down. You know what I mean? So that's just me. That's just me.
Wonderful. Yeah. I, on behalf of Sip Nation, thank you so much for me having to pull your leg and cry and beg and scream and threaten to cry and throw a tantrum to get this interview. But I definitely thought it was one of the best ones I've done. I appreciate Eb for coming through and asking questions that I hadn't known about, and I'm learning something from that too. And even answer the questions for being part of the interview. So I do as well. Thank you as well.
Yeah, T.T. and Ross ain't really from the hood for the comments. They really ain't. They got hood tendencies, but they kind of ain't from the hood. You know how you grow up and you move out the hood. Yeah.
But they will cuss your ass out, especially TT.
Yes, Lord. They got it in them. It's like the bloodline. Yes,
we
Lord.
definitely love TT, and we definitely are looking forward to the announcement of her new relationship as soon as she decides to announce it. We already know you're having it, but we definitely appreciate
it. What happened?
No, I was just congratulating. I'm pre-congratulating. Like you have a pre-sale if you do an item that ain't come out yet, but you do a pre-sale. So I'm just congratulating her. I'm pre-congratulating her on the relationship that didn't come out yet. So I'm just it's like a pre-congratulation, like a pre-sale, like it ain't come out yet.
Okay, let me be quiet. Yeah, you fix your collar.
Yeah, pre-congratulations for the to the relationship. So definitely that, and y'all make sure y'all head over to Charm School, which is following it's coming on right after this. Y'all go follow Charm School. It's the last one, and make sure you get into that, and make sure y'all follow everybody on panel. Yeah, they follow everybody. Right?
Thank you guys, Shakie. Thank you for inviting me. All right, love you.
This is good, y'all. We did it.
Love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right. So y'all make sure y'all go over to Charm School. Make sure y'all head over to essentialbomb.com. That is her stuff. We do thank the wonderful, elegant, that was a great interview, the wonderful and elegant EmpressParis for coming. Sip Nation, thank y'all so much. I'm about to go watch a little bit of Charm School, baby, and then I'm going to get buck naked, I guess. I don't know what we'll do the rest of the night, but thank y'all so much for another wonderful interview. Don't forget, tomorrow we have an interview with who are we interviewing tomorrow? Actually, let me see. I'll tell y'all right now. Bag Live. We're actually interviewing Bag Live tomorrow, so y'all make sure y'all be here for that. And thank y'all so much. We love y'all, and we'll talk to y'all later. Y'all head up. Would you like? Well, let me see if I can do this. You want me to transfer it to you? Can you want me to do that?
Oh, you can do that. Look at you, Shakie.
I'm smart.
I'm sitting here trying to Charm School graduation music.